missed out on us worrying. We're not worrying as much as you think. We just understand everything that's going on. One thing, if you guys aren't aware that the dropout rate in New York City is going to increase because of the schools closing down, all the students that don't have transportation or schools to go to, they're going to drop out. And that's not helping us really. You guys think that graduation is
Thank you. I don't know if you heard it in the back. In terms of the transportation, that just happened to fall on top of our school phase out and closing. And that really is unfortunate. And yes, a lot of young people, families are going to be impacted by that. But the bottom line, young lady, what's your name, please?
Ingrid.
Ingrid, is that the research has shown that, take away the transportation piece, schools that phase out and eventually close, and then new schools come online, those schools tend to do better over time. Let me finish with this young lady right here. So therefore, that is the research thus far. It just so happens, and it really is unfortunate, that now we have a transportation issue on top of that that's going to impact on our families. And so I should really hope that a lot of our children do not have to drop out of school because they can't get to school. Next question, thank you.
I'm Chris Petrillo, and I'm a senior here. The only reason is 4 years ago, when I came into this building was at tip-top shape compared to other school buildings in the city. When programs were cut, were we set to fail? Because number one, when you put scholars over there and challenge there, you're taking away all the good students that would have came here. So were we set up to fail?
Thank you for that question that yielded obviously as Zoe's reports, but I did not put scholars there and anything else anywhere, but with the Department of Education making those schools. The Scholars Program, I will tell you about Scholars. The Scholars Program, a lot of our children who were level 3s and 4s, who belonged right here in District 27, they were going to District 21. They were getting on a bus and going over the bridge to District 22 because they really want to get as many people as possible.
It's a question. Now, you see
other people in.
You see that all these kids in Far Rockaway, or from the Rockaways, the ones that aren't able to travel, and the ones that the closest school that they could actually get into is here. Because all the other schools, like when we broke down Far Rockaway, you have to have like a 75 to 80 average. What happens to those 75 and under?
The new school, from my understanding, while I don't have all the particulars around it, it's not going to be a gifted school, and it's not going to be an application school. So therefore, students will have an opportunity to come here, and we're going to have to give you all the details around that.
But
excuse me?
I have to come back to that, because number one, why are you moving us? Why don't you just fix us? That school will be set to fail too.
So what is your name?
Chris Petrillo.
Chris Petrillo, yes, you should have been fixed.
Yes, why?
But for whatever reason, and I'm sure by everyone's best effort, it did not happen well enough. And so, with that said, because I know you're upset, Chris, but I can't argue. I'm not going to argue. I know you're emotional about this.
I'm not emotional about this. This is not Number two is that the students here, we hold a lot of pride in our teachers and the administration here. We will fight for the school to stay open. That's the main reason I'm here today. And I don't hear answers. I don't want people to beat around the bush here. I want to hear answers here. That's the reason I came.
So Chris, I could read you a lot of statistics about why the decision was made to phase the school out. Okay? I could tell you that. I can also tell you that for years, leadership and school members know that if they do not reach a certain grade on the progress reports or get a certain score on the quality reviews, that we have to make decisions. The Department of Education makes decisions to do something different. And so that decision has been made, and we're noting it, and I'm going to ask Selena, the phrase is fix us. And so with that said, we're going to look into also someone else over here talk about the resources. I think those are really key points, and the special
Desiree Sanchez. I don't think you should be rushing us, first of all. And why did you not leave here in Rockaway, not all around?
As we stated earlier, the next public hearing will be here on January 6th.
So why did y'all meet in Staten Island?
The last one's in Staten Island because the PEP meets in different boroughs every month. It just so happens that the meeting for January is in Staten Island, like the meeting for this month is in the Bronx. It just so happens that all of the schools that are going to be phased out, no decisions will be made at the January 26th meeting in Staten Island.
Why are you being rushed?
We're being rushed. We're not being rushed. There's a permit on the building tonight, and that permit ends at 8 o'clock. So therefore, based on the permit, we have to conclude this meeting by 8 o'clock.
So is that why you have it?